Hey guys, I want to be completely honest. Over the last maybe like 6 or so months, I have really struggled with my mental health, I have to say, but also at the same time, like, I know that I had depression and anxiety in some shape or form throughout my whole life. So that's cool. Yeah, but anyways, I have been really meaning to make this video because I have been really looking for answers, and I have been really looking for solutions and like what you can do at home by yourself, how you can help yourself basically. So that's kind of what I want to talk about in this video today. So yeah. Anyways, anyways. So first and foremost, I want to say that you should seek therapy. You should seek professional help. I just want to get it out of there, and I want to get it out of there. Get it out there. I just want to say that you should get yourself a good therapist if you're struggling with your mental health. I think it's very important to say, and it is absolutely true. So, if this is something you can do, please do that. However, not everyone can be in therapy. Not everyone can afford it. Therapy is really expensive. Not for everyone it's an option. But also, I want to say that in order to find your therapist, you really have to go through a lot of people sometimes. And some people just like can't take it, and I completely understand that sometimes you have to go through a lot of people and you have to keep talking about your most traumatic events, or you have to talk about yourself and how upset you are or something like that, with multiple people, and kind of like be disappointed multiple times. I only had one therapy session in my life, and it happened a couple of years ago, and it was not good. It's really not good. I had such high expectations. I had really high expectations. I also like took my time to choose the person on the website, and I was completely disappointed because the questions she asked me for half the session had literally nothing to do with my problems. It had nothing to do with anything, really. She asked me questions that had to do with like my immigration status, which is is in its own very traumatic because I am an immigrant, and it is, something that kind of like adds on to my plate. But having your therapist completely unprovoked ask questions like that is deranged, in my opinion. That's just you just don't do that. That's just you don't do that. You should not do that. No. So I do understand if you feel like it's overwhelming, because like I personally, I would love to find a good therapist, but at the same time, at this point in my life, at this very moment, I do not have the energy or resources to go through multiple therapists on like a weekly basis in order to find my person. That's just, yeah, anyways. So I wanted to think about things that you can do by yourself, just being by yourself at home, and what kind of things you can do to help yourself and to make yourself feel better. Yeah. Because I feel like I have been getting closer to feeling good, and I have been definitely experiencing more like experiencing hope. I have been feeling better lately. I have been searching, and I have been figuring it out. It's I don't even care how that sounds, actually, because that's extremely accurate to what I have been doing. So let's get into it. I kind of want to just get it out of the way. First and foremost, that you have to make sure that your basics are covered. what are the basics? You have to make sure that you're sleeping well, you have good sleep schedule, you have to make sure that you are eating well, that you are feeding yourself good food, you are not malnourished. That's the way we take care of our bodies physically actually has a huge impact on our mental health. So I don't want to brush it out of the way like too quickly and just like make sure that it doesn't matter, because it actually really, really matters. Make sure you get some sort of exercise in your daily life. Like make sure you're moving your body, make sure you're getting some sunlight, that you drink enough of water. I hate to say these things, but it's unfortunately very true. You might want to get like blood work done and make sure that you're not deficient of anything. Maybe you have some kind of deficiencies like vitamin D, for example, especially now that we are out of winter. And if you are in the UK like me, for example, you know, you know, I have been on vitamin D since October. So, yeah, it gets very real here. Once that's out of the way, now let's talk about some other things. If you know me, if you have watched anything on my channel at all, you know that I'm a huge advocate of journaling. I am talking about it quite a lot. I'm always talking about writing things down, but journaling is one of the best things that you can do for your mental health, actually, even if you don't believe in it, even if you don't think that it's gonna do if you don't think that it's not good enough for the depth of your feelings and for like magnitude of your situation, I strongly recommend you try. I strongly recommend you try it. I really do. Do try to do it for, I want to say a week, but try just a couple of days and make sure it's something that you do. Well, ideally, I want to say first thing in the morning or before going to bed, but that actually doesn't matter if you're just starting out. If you're starting out, you do anytime. Just try to let all of your feelings out on paper, and all there's no magic in how it sounds, unfortunately. I wish it sounded more like a quick fix or like a magic pill or something like that, and it's not quite the case, but it really has a lot of power in it, truly. Letting yourself feel your feelings and letting yourself put them on paper, letting everything out, and then like looking at it kind of like from a different perspective almost gives you, well, a lot of perspective actually. And kind of helps you see things a little bit clearer. So I do recommend you do that. Journaling. I will always recommend that. It's great. Yay. Now, this next one really depends on your situation, like on your specific situation. I don't know how social you are, but if you are a very social person, and more like if you spend a lot of time around other people and you find yourself like really drained over time, you might want to reassess the people you're surrounded with, and you might want to take a little break. You might want to take a little social break and spend some time in solitude. If this is something you cannot do completely, I'm not saying you cut out any people unless you feel like you need to. I do suggest you find times of solitude in your routine somehow, and that you discover the healing. I have no business talking like this. I apologize. I do recommend that you discover the healing abilities of solitude, because it truly can be astonishing once you spend time by yourself and like learn the kind of person. I hate my hair, how it looks right now. Okay. I do recommend you spend some time by yourself and discover the healing powers and healing abilities of solitude, especially if you're feeling really overwhelmed, especially if you're feeling like you're getting closer to burning out. unless the people surrounding you are nourishing you and you feel really good around them and you feel like you are supported and you feel energized, take some time by yourself. And honestly, no matter how that sounds, you don't have to overcomplicate things, um, because the thing is that we spend also a lot of time on social media and like generally spend a lot of time online. So even if you are not surrounded by a lot of people, even if that's not really an issue with you, um, being online can have pretty much the same effect on you. So like the same kind of draining effect. So take the time to spend quality time with yourself. I guess that's what I was trying to say. Spend quality time with yourself and just spend some time in solitude doing nothing. That can be extremely healing, when you just put a timer for, I mean, I've heard people say like 2 hours or something like that. That can be a bit extreme to begin with. I've never tried that, but take some time and just do nothing and just sit by yourself. I've heard some people talk about spending a few hours of complete solitude in the dark as well, and just like sitting with your thoughts. And yeah, apparently you can learn things about yourself, which I 100% believe. I don't think it's an advice for everyone, but I mean, if you feel like you can benefit from that, go ahead and try it out and let me know what you think about it. Like, let me know how it goes. I'm actually very curious. Um, but yes, cut out some time every single day that you're spending completely offline, completely mindful and focused on yourself, doing either nothing or something from the next point. Here we are in the next point. This is actually one of the most important ones. This whole kind of point, this like whole tip, I guess, is the whole reason I wanted to make this video. Explore your creativity. I love this one so much. I have been discovering it and rediscovering it anew recently, more so than not. And not everyone, I mean, look, I do believe that everyone is a creative person to some extent, but if you are a less creative person, it maybe doesn't quite apply to you so much. But then like I wouldn't, I don't know. Actually, even if you feel like you're not a very creative person, I still recommend you try this. But especially if you know that you're a creative person, and if you have been experiencing creative block, or if you have been stuck in your routine and you have not been practicing your creativity, like you haven't been applying it, I strongly recommend you explore your creativity. Yeah, there's a lot of energy that you can get from being creative and from like learning how to be creative. So you don't necessarily have to take any kind of class or anything like that, but think about the kind of things you enjoy doing as a kid. Think about the stuff that you like doing as a child. Again, those things, I am generally talking about creativity here because it has a lot of potential, has a lot of power in it, and it's something that I have been doing. But generally, I just want to say that it's a lot of secrets hidden in the stuff we enjoy doing as children, because that's just pure, that's completely unrestricted, that's completely unbiased, and well, I mean, as much as possible, obviously. We were not influenced by social media. We were not influenced by people telling us what we need to do in order to get some kind of, I don't know, to achieve something, right? Or to get some kind of look, or to have a certain image, I guess. We were doing something that we felt like doing, something that like genuinely brought us joy. And I keep thinking about this and realizing that like the same things that brought me joy when I was a small child still bring me joy. Those things really don't tend to change very much, and I really want to tap into that more and actually explore that more. And so like, if anything, expect more creative things from me, I guess, because I'm definitely intending to kind of tap into that more. But if you have no idea where to start, obviously, you know, Google, YouTube, and ChatGPT are here to help you in terms of where to start and what to try. But try to sit with yourself and think about like where you feel pulled towards, like where do you feel, you know, you want to, how would you like to express yourself? There's so many creative activities you can do. You can try searching on Instagram as well. There's lots of creative pages of people who do all kinds of artsy things. You can try doodling and drawing, you can try painting, you can try dancing, you can try singing, you can try, I mean, it obviously depends on how far you want to take it. You can try taking acting classes or something like that. Like you can try recording videos or something. I don't know, doing TikTok. I don't see anything wrong with that. As long as it's helpful and, you know, doesn't hurt anyone, it has place to be. I'm sure you've heard of that, but like the opposite of depression is expression, right? So you might have noticed that you have been suppressing a lot and you have been unexploring yourself and unexpressing yourself, like not expressing yourself fully the way you would want to, like deeply. So these are questions that I would like for you to think about in your private or journaling sessions and actually, you know, ask yourself, what is it that you're running away from? What is it that you are not experiencing that you would like to experience? Is there anything that you can do, you know, right now to feel a little bit more joy? Even just a little bit. Don't aim for too much because that can be overwhelming and that can also put a lot of pressure on you. Don't do that. But yes, obviously if it is an option for you, I would also say that you should spend time with the people who nourish you and who support you and love you and who you feel like you can really talk to deeply. So if that's an option for you, please do that and be connected. Stay connected so you don't feel like you are alone. And that's it for today's video. Actually, I do not want to overcomplicate things, but I have been thinking a lot about creativity and about exploring my own creativity, so I might talk about this more in the future. We'll see. But yes, thank you very much, you guys, for watching this video. I really hope you found it helpful because I really wanted it to be helpful. Speaking of creativity again, I'm now on Substack, so I hope that by the time you see this video, I already posted something. I don't know yet, but I have a lot of topics that I'm thinking about. And yeah, if you're interested to read what I write, please follow me at Anya Journals. At least that's what it is at the moment. I'll leave the link down below. So yes, please follow me there too so we can connect on a deeper level. But yes, if you know any other helpful tips that you think are really helpful in supporting yourself in your anxiety and depression, in your like general mental health struggles by yourself, please leave them in the comments down below. I would actually really appreciate that, and I think it will be helpful for everyone. But yes, thank you, and I will see you in the next one.